Welcome to the very first episode of After Hours, where I will be explaining different films and all this fun stuff that I've got created in my film category. Now, specifically, you're here just to understand what happened in Calamity. What is Calamity? What was the purpose of Calamity? Where is the story? What is the story? Luckily, I will explain every single detail down to the smallest microorganism. Now, I will break this video up into 4 sections. It will be the story, the characters, the message, and the ending. Now, the 3 and 4, or 3 and 1, are kind of the same thing. So technically 3, maybe 2. I don't know. But I just like to be a little bit more organized and have everything explained. You know, even if I had to repeat it, you know, it has to be explained. It has to be obvious to you as the audience to understand exactly why did I do this and why did I do that and why is it like this and why is it like that. And I must say, this one is personally my favorite film I've made so far, and I've really had fun making this film. I had fun editing this film. I had fun even releasing the film. I was not scared, and this video is my highest viewing video, video, movie, short film, whatever you want to call it. This is my highest viewed film, and it's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. And though I think I'll ever reach that high, I don't know. We'll see with the next project, which should be Ribcage Part 2. So this chapter is not going to be as long as some of the other chapters, but I will say that this is just basically in a saying of this is what the audience is looking. This is the story the audience is looking at, but not really dissecting the film. But this film is about a young man who is having mental issues, or I should say a mental disorder, where he is having his inner demons, or I should say intrusive thoughts, win him over in reality. And his friend is there to kind of help him. His friend knows that, you know, he's hurt, he's in danger. He knows that, you know, what it takes to be a good friend. The young man, you know, he's so hurt from his past, he doesn't really, you know, pay attention too much of reality. He doesn't really care. He just go out there, he just do whatever he wants because he felt like he lost everything, and he feels like he doesn't have consequences. In the script, I never gave neither of the characters any names. In the script, the main character, which is played by Raymond Shearin Jr., and I called his friend, the friend, played by Ramsey. So I figured when I wrote the script, the screenplay, I've already knew that this all was going to be taking place inside of his head. Almost everything that has happened or you've seen on screen has happened in his head, and I just really thought that was just interesting if I wrote it that way. If I wrote it as if he's like he really let his intrusive thoughts take over his reality, and the way he responds to his tragedy, which I will get to somewhere in the other chapters. I can't really think at the moment. Really let his intrusive thoughts beat him in reality, and basically make him feel immortal, he can do anything he wants to what a point even our world, he's, you know, his intrusive thoughts have taken over even in the screenplay form. I just find that I think that's just genius to put that small detail into this film. As we all know, that there's only 2 characters in this film, and which is, like I said earlier in the last chapter, I said the main character name is you, and his friend, the friend. And both of them symbolize the yin yang, which black and white kind of it promotes this film's hidden message, which I'll explain more into that later on. But of course, you can tell like the main character, you can't really tell what's going on from you know he's off, he's weird, he's doing these very unpredictable things, and that's basically what I'm hinting at, is that the human mind is unpredictable. You do not know what anyone is thinking about, no matter how nice or how not nice you are. The human mind will be unpredictable. And for the friend, he kind of indicates a steady mindset, a pretty normal, balanced mindset. And he tries to help that. He's trying to help his friend who says, he got these mental issues, and luckily for our main character, he knows he wants help. He knows that. He knows that. He's very clear on that. But again, his intrusive thoughts,
his demon,
pretty much took him over. But these characters, like I said, they're friends. They've known each other for a while, and they both understand each other. Like, they both understand each other's point of view. Of course, the main character, I kind of would be a hypocrite of his behalf if I said that, but early in the film, you saw him, he was kind of like just sitting there, just dazed out, not thinking about anything else but whatever's going on in his mind. His friend tried to snap him out, maybe a minute or two later. They kind of, play a little bit. They kind of, play around, with each other. Wow, that sounded almost... Okay, anyways. The main character does not always have a very bad, picture upon himself. He is trapped. He is very trapped. And that's probably the hardest part. He's trapped and he's trying to get pulled out. Pause. I'm sorry, that was... Okay, anyways. So, you know what? Maybe it's time for me to move on to the next chapter, because that... I need to stop this. Now, this might be the chapter you all have been waiting for. The reasoning of the film, the message behind it all. And why is it the way it is, the way you saw it. Like I said in the last chapter, I was saying, there's a good and then there's a bad or evil. And in this film, I kind of indicates that everyone is good, but also everyone is bad. And everyone has a little bit of each. And that's where the yin yang come in place. That's where the black and white promotes this film. It indicates the yin yang. Black means for evil, the white means for good, and then they kind of invert a piece of each other. That every good has a little bit of evil, and every evil has a little bit of good. And you really do express that towards the end of the movie. Right after the main character, kills his friend, and, they're back in the room like nothing happened. And you can tell the main character's like, he's a little bit normal, in this part of the movie than he was earlier. That's me indicating that, okay, he got a little bit of good. He's not going to do anything weird. But then you look at the friend, he's giving you like this sinister smile. He's, he kind of, you can tell something is off. He's basically being the main character, or he's learning like the main character's emotions from the beginning of the film. And of course, he takes the plates and all this stuff, well, he asks him if he's hungry or anything like that. And, in the script, I made it to where, which we actually have not even, that was my fault. I didn't get to put, or make fake intestines and all this stuff. I just wanted that. I just totally forgot to even make it. I really could have added a lot of flavor to that scene. No pun intended. But they was eating, the main character's girlfriend or soon-to-be wife. That was pretty bad of him to, to kill his girlfriend and then eat her, basically, and the child that she birthed. Now, a lot of people's like, man, that was pretty evil. I'm glad that you didn't really get to see them eat it, but in my vision, I really did literally want to have like some, like, normal looking food, but I don't know, my time was very slim at the time, but we got what we got, and I was really proud of it. And so back to the main character, he's basically, the prime yin yang. I mean, he's, like I said, at the end of the film, when he's just outside, with the skull, and he got blood markings and stuff like that, which you see 2 handprints, one for his lover and one that was on his heart. And the heart is to the human emotions. The human heart is probably the strongest, but also the weakest in the body, because once you break someone's heart, that's basically it, man. You've shattered them. You've hurt them. And that's what happened to the main character. The main character was hurt. He was so hurt, from his lover, well, his previous lover, that she got an affair, and and she moved on, had a baby, not long after they broke up. So he lost it. He snapped, and he had no one else but his friend. And as we see at the end of the film, you see that his friend never existed. Again, this film shows you how unpredictable the human mind can be. And you're thinking the whole time, he's having an actual friend. He doesn't. He made that up. His mind did. His intrusive thoughts did. You can't beat the human mind when it's this unpredictable. The message behind this movie is about love. Yes, you're like, what? Love? This is a psychological horror. No, this film is about love. The dangers of love. The power of what love can do to a human being. In my book, love is the strongest but yet weakest tool of anything. It's like when you breed a puppy, it takes heart, it takes time, and then once you kind of like, okay, yeah, get used to the puppy, and then the puppy get used to you, you both are like best friends, The same thing with relationships. It takes trust, it takes love. And for the main character, all that has been shattered. He has no one in his life. He doesn't have any friends. He's a bastard. He is. And this shows to you that you never know how people can react to a heartbreak. And it's personal. I mean, this film is damn near personal, just about. I mean, of course, we all had our hearts shattered, by something or someone. And, sometimes you just really can't get over it, You do stupid shit. Like, really stupid. A lot of people will do stupid shit. Some people will, kill themselves, or some people will, kill their ex-loved ones, in which that's what this main character did, because he had nothing else to lose but himself. Once he had no love, I mean, he had no remorse on anything he did. He let his intrusive thoughts win him. And I also forgot to mention that throughout the film, you see like flashes of weird images and paintings and, videos of different, stuff. Is that, like I said, it indicates, it represents the unpredictable mind, of this character. The transformation this main character is having. then again, there are a lot of weird people. And like I said, there are some good weird people and there are some really bad weird people. I mean, psychological, like asylum weird. And this is that character. That character is one of those asylum kind of weird. Like, you can tell this guy needs help. And again, highlight of keyword of this film is unpredictable. Unpredictable is the keyword. It may not be the source material word, but it's the keyword, unpredictable. And that's what leaves you scratching your head. If you don't understand what's going on, then you would never understand what is going on, through someone's head. But I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you. I might just wrap it up here because I think I'm just repeating myself at this point. But that is my calamity. That is the tragedy. Tragedy. Him, losing his loved one, killing his ex-loved one, then killing the kid, and then killing the person she was with. Wow, I fucked that up. Killing the person that she was with. I mean, this dude is pretty sinister. And that'll wrap up my explanation video of my psychological horror called Calamity. You can watch it now. It is free on YouTube, obviously, because I would never charge you guys. You can also watch Ribcage, which came out before Calamity, which is my first project. You can check that out too. I also have some mini projects coming out very soon. As I'm recording in 2023, there will be a lot of more projects throughout the years. So hopefully, subscribe, like, comment, send me some hate mail or something. Tell me that you're more confused, or I don't know. I've never really done these before. Hopefully I can get used to it and get used to it. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope to see you guys soon.